judicial sale auctions are usually live auctions. You have to go to a building and bid live. You need to have cash on hand. It needs to be 25% of what you might think you wanted to bid on. For example, if you're bidding on, let's say, something up to 100,000, you need to get a cashier's check of $25,000 and then take it to the judicial sale. Judicial sales happen different areas of the country. I'm talking specifically about the Cook County judicial sale that happens in downtown on 1 South Walker Drive. So 4 things to know before you go to a judicial sale that I did not know before. I wish I did. I would have saved some money. So I'm here to talk about that. First thing is, don't get overexcited like how I did. I was super excited. We found out the day of the sale that there was a 14-unit building for 100,000. I was like, oh my gosh, 100,000, 14 unit, that must be amazing. The property happened to be on the MLS as well. So I looked at the stats, I looked at, it was listed already. I spoke to the broker, I got the code. I was able to get into the property. It was a beautiful building, like 2 hallways. It was amazing. And so I called up my brother, and he has a couple of investor funds. So I was like, yeah. And then he's like, let's go take a look. And we were like, yeah. So we went, we took a look at the property. It was beautiful. So, and then the judicial sale happened to be that same day. We went to the auction. We're so excited, thinking the opening bid was 50,000, and it was listed on the MLS for like 300,000. So if this property is like done and ready to be sold, it would be around, I would say, around 750 to 800,000. You can get like really good rental income, of course. You know, you rent everything out for at least even like $1,000 each. That's $12,000, and the taxes weren't that much. Anyways, back to that story in a bit. But I got so excited that I failed to look at all the liens that were on the property. It happened to be that the property, so what we were bidding on was for the second lien, which was like the junior lien holder for 50,000. There was another lien for 300,000 that did not show up, or maybe I wasn't able to decipher properly. So one thing is, don't get too excited. The second thing is to do the research, which I failed to do. So for Cook County, you can actually go to the Cook County's recorder's website, and it shows like by the document number of what was recorded, what was released. So anytime a lien is placed on to the property, it is it's like recorded, and then if it is has been paid off, then there's a release. So, and it gets a little bit tricky learning how to navigate that and read that, so I'll do another video on that. But again, the second is to see who all the lien holders are and how many liens are on the property. The third is to see if the property taxes have been paid or not, or if they're delinquent. So a lot of the times what people do is they purchase, if somebody has not paid their property taxes, somebody else can come in and purchase the property taxes. And if somebody's gotten your property taxes for 4 consecutive years, then there can be a point where you cannot redeem your property back, and the other person would be able to purchase your property just based off the property taxes that they've paid. So for example, on this particular property, the property taxes were around $7,000, and they had not paid their property taxes for almost 3 years. So it was another 27 times 3, 21,000 on top of whatever we would have had to pay for the building that we would have to pay. And then again, that was something, my negligence, or I've purchased a lot of properties online, so I've dealt with a lot of investors. So we are usually in the online auction places. I've bought two of my properties, my own properties from auctions. Hoopzoo is a really good one to buy properties from. I've bought things from auction.com, from Zoom, XOME.com. I don't know how they pronounce it, but the live auction, the reason why I actually got into it was because one of my investor friends was like, oh, Subika, like they have so many, you know, like good deals that you don't really find, and it's like a done deal, right? You think you're gonna bid on it, you're gonna be the winner, and then that's it. Actually, that's not it. That is not it. That was like so far from the truth. So yeah, so the third is if the property taxes have been paid or not. And then also for judicial sales, it actually takes a whole month for them to approve the sale. So what happens between, you know, when you won the property and then to when the judge actually assigns it over to you and then gives you a deed, and anything can happen within that 1 month period. So what happened to ours was, so we bought this particular property for $100,000, thinking like, oh, but it ended up having $300,000 worth of lien, plus another $21,000 of the property taxes, which was still, I was okay with all of that. Then I had been in contact with the agent because it seemed like it was going to sell, but it didn't. Like it was a little bit of a murky situation. Anyways, what happened was the building burnt down. It burned down to the ground. Like, it was horrible. It was devastating. It was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? So the fourth thing that you have to remember is that there's going to be a waiting period before when you place not your deposit, like you won the auction. It's going to be a waiting period of a month, and you don't know what's going to happen in that 1 month, and there's just so many what if factors that if I were to do this again, would I ever go in for a live auction? Maybe yes. I would be more prepared this time. And then also like knowing how much risk you can take, right? And then how many people are involved, if it's just you, and if it's, you know, if like losing a few grand or it is a big deal, I would caution away. But if you have money to play with, then live auctions are still, I would say, a thing that we're navigating. I will give you an update of how that goes. And now we're in the process of trying to get our 100,000 back, and going through it with the judge and see if they call it vacating the sale, so if they can cancel the sale and then give us our money back. So I'll keep you posted, guys. Okay, bye.